Hello folks, hope you're doing well. Just a quick video. One thing from the service yesterday that really did come alive again as an issue is time restraints. Because time restraint shows up a lot of stuff. The one yesterday, because they had a bit of children's ministry, I don't think the person who was speaking was told that they were going to have this stuff. Because when he got up to speak, he said he now has to cut his message down because of the amount of time that he has left. Because the children's ministry took quite a lot of his time. I don't think he was informed that that would be the case, because obviously he did what they do. He wrote out his message, he prepared it, he practiced it, he perfected it, performed it, sold it, that sort of thing. But he couldn't sell it as he wanted because they cut his time down. But that showed, because he kept on mentioning that he's having to cut his message, that showed God wasn't behind that, his message. He wasn't being led. Even though he was doing a message about being led by the Spirit, he wasn't being led because he was relying upon his notes. That's his notes. He wrote the message out, not God. God didn't give him the message. He researched it. Basically, the message he gave, if you type into Google scriptures about the Spirit of God, there you go. That's very similar to what he was saying. Now, had he have had his full time, would he have been given examples about how the Spirit has been in his life? Maybe. We can't say he wouldn't, because we don't know. But again, what it has shown is that God is not going to minister in these churches. No, because if the first thing you do, so if Yeshua came into your church and you said to him, this is the amount of time you've got and we're going to keep on coming up and letting you know how much time you've got left, he would say, okay, no. I'm going to go out and speak to the people where, people are just going to come and go as they please. But I can speak for as long as the Spirit is leading me to speak. And that's the thing. This is what people do not understand. You cannot limit God. As soon as you put a limit there, God will walk away. You think in any way, shape or form that God is going to, try and squeeze himself into the limited whatever you've got for him. And in many churches, and not just a limited time, it's the subjects as well. As I said, Manuel used to say that he won't speak about politics or about other ministers or other churches, or many other things he will not speak about. Which means that he was saying to God, you can't put those words through my mouth. So again, limiting God. There's a constant limiting of God in church, and God will have no part of that. Everybody thinks, but God will be graceful and merciful. No, he won't. God will not be graceful and merciful. Not in that way. You have to understand, he is God. You expect him to come down. We have to get up to his level, not him come down to ours. We have to be according to his nature. We have to be of him. He's not going to be of us. No, that's not how it works. And this has been a continual thing ever since I've been in church. The absolutely mind F that it's given me when I go to a church and I see that they finish at exactly the right time all the time, and they've got this really down, and they expect God to fit into this. Some of a silly message. On my phone, I get notifications saying that I haven't checked the weekly reports from something that I don't take any notice of anyway. It's quite annoying, but yeah. There you go. This is what it is. So yeah, this issue of trying to limit God. No. I say the people in the church, doesn't matter what church it is, the people need to hear God. But they will not hear God all the while they have constraints put in place. A time limit is a constraint, but it's not a constraint made by God. And it's not a constraint made by the government or the governments of the countries, because it seems to be a worldwide understanding that church starts at this time and finishes at that time. Again, it's a McDonald's principle. Yeah, I say, you go back years ago, it made a certain amount of sense. It still wasn't right, but it made a certain amount of sense. That, you had the family coming to church, and generally speaking, the mother would put the Sunday roast on, and she would put it on all so that everything would be done at the right time. So they get home from church, and the time they get home from church, the meal is all ready. Everything's just perfect. It made sense that people understood it in that way. But now that is not the case. Generally speaking, that's not the way that things happen nowadays. But again, understand that God understands that you need to eat. But no, we need to have church designed in a way where it's able to flow as He wills. It's about as He wills, not as we will. If we have that, then we will see God move. You see, recently they had that thing in America where the college kids did church 24/7 for about 14 days. There was no time restraints. There was no restraints at all. God can work in that because there's no restraints. There's no one saying to God, but you've got to fit into this little tiny, titchy tiny weeny restraint that we've made. God's going to say no. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Have a fantastic week ahead. Be a blessing, be blessed, and let's see if we can learn and do things better. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.